Chirco, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, good.
Yay.
And it says here that she's been doing comedy for about 4 years in the LA and New York area. Clubs BBCC. What's that stand for?
Oh, Broadway Comedy Club.
Broadway Comedy Club,
Yeah.
Greenwich Village Comedy Club, Gotham Comedy Club, St. Mark's, Eastville, and Flappers LA festivals.
Yeah.
Big Apple LA, Flappers LA in Burbank.
Yeah.
Festivals, Big Apple Comedy Fest, Ladies Room Only Comedy Fest, Burbank Comedy Festival. Movie credit, Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, you did.
Like an old lady.
The Oogie.
Jay Leno, Jay Walker, and iCarly co-star. We have to hear about that.
Sure.
This is going to be a fun interview. You have quite a bit under your belt in 4 years of comedy.
I do. I guess I do. I don't give myself credit for it enough of what I do, and I've done it all on my own.
Absolutely. Well, what city do you live in today?
Right now I'm in LA.
Okay. And you've done considerable great venues in New York City.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
amazing. You must be so happy with having those credits.
You know what? I've always wanted to live in New York, and I still do. I'm trying to make that happen. But when I did my first show, it's on one of my reels. I just said, "This is my dream." I'm standing on the stage. Look, I'm getting emotional, but I'm standing on the stage in New York, and this is something I've always wanted to do.
Isn't
and
it?
and I was like,
It's
I was like, thank you, and the audience was great, and it was such a great show, and it brings back a lot of memories. Yeah, and it was like my first tape in New York, and it was in the background, Broadway Comedy Club, and I just kind of had to pause and just take it all in and be like, I'm here. Like, I'm not there wherever there is or where I want to be yet, but I'm here, and that's huge.
that's
So
huge.
I gotta
Oh,
give myself credit for that. Yeah.
yes. And
I
you've got credits besides comedy, and we're going to get into all your credits in a minute. I wanted to give mention of them and where you're located today. But now what I really like to do is I like to go chronologically through your life. Do you mind if we get into a DeLorean and go time travel back to little Justina?
Oh God, go ahead.
Well, I want to know who you were as a 4-year-old, 6-year-old at home and at school.
Wow. For okay, I have one story. I don't know how old I was, but I'd like to say I was defiant. Definitely with my parents, and just push boundaries. And I remember I was like rocking on a rocking chair, and I was looking at my dad. He was watching TV, and maybe he was babysitting us or something. And I just was like, kept rocking. He goes, "Get off the rocking chair." Because I had like one leg on one side, one leg on the other. And I was like, yay. I think I was a child, like free and having fun and just in my own world. And he's like, get off the rocking chair. And I'm like, yay, just keep going, And then he's like, get off the rocking chair. Well, I fell on the rocking chair. Like I fell down on the rocking chair. They had to take me off. I was bleeding. I was in the sink. Like, I got stitches. I got a children's Bible.
Children's Bible across the backside.
I say that I popped my cherry. That was, yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, gee, man.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Right. It wasn't even enjoyable. I grew up in a huge family. We're Sicilian, and I'm one of 6 kids. So that was just chaos. And I was second oldest. So I was a little bit of wanted to follow my big sister and do everything she did. And she didn't want me to be a part of that at all. It's like, go get your own friends, go do your own thing. And it was like sibling, rivalry, because we did everything also together. Like we cheered, we danced. So it was the teens, but I believe I was always a dancer. I was always a performer way back when. We did talent shows in our friend's basement, and we sold tickets. And I hear this a lot with actors. We literally just went around the neighborhood and we're like, Friday night, we're doing Grease. And of course I wanted to be Sandy. I always wanted to be blonde, but so I have to pay for it. But I actually ended up being Jan, the quirky one, the comedy relief, the girl with the glasses, the not so attractive, like conventionally attractive, right? And I was like, I want to be Sandy. Like I didn't see how people saw me. I guess I was always like that. Comedian, making people laugh. I didn't know it, but yeah.
Where does that come from? I know where my wanting to make people laugh comes from. Where does yours come from? What place inside of you?
It's not something I think about. I think it just comes naturally for me. I think it's just a lot of like the way that I had to respond in life and, laugh about things that were really hard. I felt like lost in a 6 children family. We did a little bit of moving, not like tons of moving, but I was like, I want to stay in my neighborhood. And we lived on a lake, and then we upgraded to like a huge house that my dad was building for 4 years, and like my life completely changed. And I didn't like it. I wasn't happy about that at all.
So when you moved out of the house on the lake, where did you move to?
We didn't move far, but we moved into like my dad's dream home that he built. So
Got it.
He up leveled, and then we had to go along, and and I was just embarrassed because he did well, and I guess I was teased a lot and called mafia because we're Italian, and you have a landing pad on the top of your house, and just all kinds of stuff that kids would say, to try to put you down. And
Exactly. What did you do after high school? And now I have a picture of who you were.
Yeah. After high school, so I had no idea what I wanted to do. I definitely didn't acknowledge the artist in me. I danced, I cheered, like I said, I did all that, but I did feel like I had dreams of something bigger. Like I want to go to New York and LA to do hair and makeup. And it was, thinking like behind the scenes at fashion shows. So I guess I was like buying a lot of magazines at the time. And I also, I was looking at like FIT, like Fashion Institute, and I was like, but I don't draw. Like I could put clothes together. I did my hair, I did my makeup, I dressed myself, I can do all that. And I thought, well, there's not really a career there for me. I didn't really get it. Like I wasn't going to be a designer. I could have gone into fashion in a different way. And I just didn't go down that route. And I ended up going to beauty school, cosmetology school. And
how did that go?
Okay, well, I got it through an adult education program, which was free. And when things are free for me, I have a good time. Everybody did. I mean, beauty school was like Grease, it was fun. I say I'm not a dropout. I did graduate, but I didn't get my license. And I don't know if I just didn't think it was for, I definitely actually was really bad at hair cutting, even though I've continued to cut my hair sometimes, especially during the pandemic. Yes. Sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. Let's just put it that way. But I'd rather be like angry and resentful at myself than somebody else.
Yes. I cut my own hair.
Right. So you can blame yourself if your bangs are too short.
Yeah,
You don't
like
like your,
I'm not gonna go pay somebody to screw up I can do it myself
yeah, there you go.
and don't pay
Yeah.
no
So
money.
sometimes I do and sometimes they don't. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you should probably pay for a haircut.
Oh my gosh. So
Oh,
tell me
God.
about, you got comedy credits, which we'll talk about your comedy career in a minute. Tell me about you and all these being on with these celebrities. It sounds like
Hmm.
acting credits, or you have comedy credits and acting credits. Let's talk about, you said Jay Leno and
Oh, I have a
iCarly.
yeah, yeah. I have a few. I don't have many. I did some independent films and that kind of thing. Um, let's see. Yeah, okay. So Jay Leno, that's a fun little story. I've always kind of been single in LA and somewhat lonely, and I just am adventurous also, and I like to go out at night. I used to. I don't know. Something happened. Now I don't go out at all. But I used to be curious and more adventurous. And I just got in my car one night and I actually was kind of sad and I started driving. And I was driving down Melrose, Boulevard Avenue, whatever. And I see lights and I'm bright, bright lights. And I'm very curious. What are these lights? I still was like interested, a little like doughy eyed. You lose that though. You lose that eventually, the longer you live in LA. But I was still like that, little innocent. And I pulled my car to the side and I was curious. I got out, I started walking over. I'm like, oh, what are they doing? So like an 80 started talking to me and I'm just standing there watching and I'm watching people being interviewed and goes, oh, it's a Jay Leno show. And I thought it was just a student film, something late at night, 12 o'clock or something. And he goes, do you want to be interviewed? And I was like, nah, I'm just, no. And I'm just watching. And in fact, I don't think I'm showered. Like no, I don't want to be on camera. And then, so I was watching for a while and he kept coming over to me and asking me if I wanted to be interviewed, be a jaywalker. And I was like, 3 times. I go, no. The third time, I was like, oh, what the hell? I literally just said, oh, fuck it. And I did. And he walked over and he goes, okay, I'm not sure. He probably mic'd me. And then he goes, this is Jay Leno. And I was like, kind of know who he is. And he was really nice. And he was asking me about myself and at the time I was just acting. I wasn't doing comedy. So he said, so how's acting going? And I said, well, yeah, I don't know, not so good, like it's okay. But I said, I don't really have any credits, any TV credits. And he goes, well, you will now. And I was like, I mean, like, what do you mean I am now? I'm just going to be myself. And he's like, do you know who I am? Like, do you know what the peacock is? Like, do you understand I'm on national TV? And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, you have credit. You have a credit now. You have a TV credit. Here is your TV credit.
It's huge. It's huge. As seen on Jay Leno. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, when you watch like late night and you see people in the background or whatever, like they're on IMDb somewhere. I didn't
Yes.
get I didn't get paid. It wasn't a job I got paid for. I got credit.
Yeah. Tell me about iCarly.
Okay, iCarly was originally background. It was background. It was on set, and I was talking to this woman, and for some reason, she just kept saying to me, "Stick with me, stick with me." I'm like, okay, And she's like, "I always get upgraded," and I was like, "What?" And she goes, stick with me and you're gonna become SAG. Like you'll get a co-star role. And so I was like, okay. So I stuck with her and then they started counting out 15 or 12 people that they needed to sing for the part. for the role. I was one of the 12. And I just thought, well, they're not here. I mean, you open your mouth, you get a credit. You're automatically upgraded. It's like under 5. And again, it was like, so what? So what? I'm not going up to the character. I'm not saying like, here's your coffee or whatever, but yeah, it's a credit on iCarly. And the casting director was like, you're getting paid from, at the time, I don't remember what it was, to like 350, it wasn't tons, but it's like, that's what it was then for a co-star role.
Super. Oh my gosh, 2 fabulous credits. My gosh.
Yeah, and they were both honestly just like being there, I just say, yeah, just being there.
Wow. Okay, let's move into your comedy life.
No agent, no manager, nobody helping me.
That's so cool. I love that. What a rogue you are. You're different, you're breaking the mold of what people are being told to do. You're doing it without that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go into your comedy. Let's switch gears and talk about you being a funny person in life, which I can see. And then all of a sudden you just like, oh, screw it, I'll get up on stage. How did that happen?
Okay. God, these are great. Good stories, good memories. Okay. This one is, I was like, acting is it's not happening in my mind the way I want it to. Not getting reps, not getting manager, like, or getting, kind of crappy ones, nothing happening. And I was like, all right, something has to change. I don't know what it is, but I need some more control here of my life, my creative life, or I'm moving. I don't know where, but I'm moving. And it was not comedy related whatsoever. So it was literally within like a month that I kept going somewhere, being in line at Starbucks, or it didn't matter where I was. People kept asking me if I was a comedian. It just kept happening in that month. And I was like, again, so weird. Like, first time, no. Second time, no. Like, by the third time, I'm a little curious, like, what is this comedian thing? Right? Literally. And then the fourth time I was like, okay, God, okay, this is ridiculous. If like in a movie, angels are dropping down. I don't know what the heck is happening in my life. And I was like, this is funny, God. This is so funny. Okay. You are the funniest. Okay. Yeah. I was like, are you trying to tell me comedy? Are you kidding? Okay. Okay. So you want me to go take a comedy class? Okay. And I was like looking at my bank account, like, just give it to her. Just give it to her. And I ended up taking a women's comedy class, probably like 15 women in it, called Pretty Funny Women. Everybody knows it, at least in LA. And that's kind of where I got my start. That's it.
Now, who taught that class?
Lisa Sunstead.
Got it. Fabulous.
Yeah.
And then where all have you performed since then? Because you've been doing it 4 years, you said?
Yeah, I'd say I'm like on 4.5. So
4.5. Okay.
yeah. And
how's it been going? Where all have you performed? Who you performed with? Tell me about it.
Okay. It felt like in the beginning it was just like, oh, here's a show. It was super easy, and it was just like this flow. And then I don't know what happened. It just kind of started to stall and stop. This is in Los Angeles. Because a lot of it, I feel like, is based on what TV credits you have, what reality show you're on, right? All your credits. Boo. Yeah. Well, I don't have those, or like recent ones. So I started getting really frustrated, and I said, how about I go and try New York? Like, let's go to New York. And I went to New York. I never moved there. And I just started going to open mics. Didn't know anybody, not one comedian. Um, and I just started meeting people and, just keeping those relationships, and then would come home and be on social media and then think about going out again and being like, I'm coming to New York. Do you know anybody? Or, how can I get on shows or whatnot? And just started connecting with people. I can't remember what was my first show. I definitely think my first show was at Broadway Comedy Club. I think it was, wow, I've gone there a couple times. It was Evan's show,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think so. I think that was probably one of my first ones. And then, and also, yeah, Julius and Kim Donat.
I
So,
love them.
yeah, so they also gave me like one of my first opportunities. So I think that that was through my friend from Detroit who actually went to New York before I went to New York. And I was able to ask him, oh, you went to New York. I saw you did comic strip live or whatever. And he was like, yeah. And then that's how New York started to start. It started rolling for me. Yeah, so it's been a journey for sure. And
Yeah,
then,
Evan Weiss and Julius and Kim Donat, they're great people. They're really, they're in it
yeah,
for, they have their own scenario going on, but they're definitely promoting comedy and promoting comics. So hats
yeah,
off to them. They take a lot of guff for being bookers that run bringers. And it's not easy. There's quite
yeah,
a few bringers in New York, it's the way it is.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think if I have any that weren't. Um, yes, I mean, if I have, they've been a bar show. They've been, a smaller venue
Yeah.
or like producers club, or definitely just yeah, bar shows in Brooklyn or anywhere.
Yeah. So in the 4.5 years, have you taken more comedy classes or stuck to your own writing?
I've coached with a few people, but I haven't stuck with anybody.
Mhm.
Um, I think that, okay, so that's another thing of when I was with people, that there's like a sort of family thing happening, right? And I was like, well, when you pay for something, you're paying for that, kind of those experiences, like with those people and those relationships, right? And when I stopped taking classes, that's when like a lot of the bookings stopped. Like,
Absolute.
yeah, to be honest. So I've been
Absolutely true.
yeah, and I've been struggling a little bit with that, with my writing, and just not feeling like I have a community that I feel supported by.
Well, you got some community here today from
I
me.
sure do. And I
Yeah,
have a virtual, couple virtual groups as well that are very amazing and supportive.
absolutely. And I know you were on a show. Weren't you on a show yesterday at Danny Detchie's?
Sure was. Yeah.
And that Barry Elias said that you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
So, sometimes he'll hear of things going on in the comedy world and he can reach out to you. And
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Danny's a real help, supportive, and he knows a lot of the New York comics. Have you talked and met Helene Witt?
Yes. Okay. So I just got back from New York and I did the Ladies Room Comedy Festival.
And she
Second
was
time.
there.
Yeah. And yeah, Helene was
She's,
there. She's
she's a
wonderful.
character. She's a character.
She's wonderful. Yeah.
Yes. And then of course, you met the ladies that ran it,
Oh
Nancy,
yeah. Yeah. I love them.
Robin.
Yeah. They're kind of like my comedy moms.
That's
Robin
that.
Leakin. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, they're going to be
Yeah.
behind
And Nancy
your
Levine.
yes,
Yeah.
Nancy and Robin. They're going to be behind your comedy.
They're amazing women.
And you got to meet Gladys Simon.
Yes. And she's part of my tribe as well.
Awesome. She's the one started me out.
She's amazing. She's amazing. I said to her, Gladys, do you give me a hard time because you feel like I'm like you were? And she goes, yeah, I think so. And I was like, oh, now I get it. I get it.
That's funny. Very good. Good one.
Mhm.
She likes to give people a hard time and make them work for it. It weeds the ones that aren't going to make it, drop out. And the ones that are tough, stick with her.
Mhm. Mm.
So it's served her well. She's tough, but she knows what she's doing. I remember her voice early
Yeah.
on telling me advice. She told me, just trust that you're funny. And I remember, I don't even know what that means, and I went back home to Oregon and I was in a contest at Helium. I was on Portland's Funniest. I was in a contest. And the day of the contest, I forgot all my jokes. I wasn't remembering my set. And I thought, well, I'm just going to get up there and remember what I can remember and trust that I'm funny, because I had heard her say that to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember a thing. I had 22 jokes I was going to do in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Couldn't remember one of them. I just started being with the audience and doing callbacks and riffing, and jokes would pop out. I don't know where it came. I don't even know.
I have been there so many times. I'm so many times where I'm like, yeah, this is not my set. And I mean, I will just say like, yep, didn't plan this. I don't know what happened here. This is not what I planned, but this is cool. I just had an experience in New York. I was at Comic Strip Live, and I don't know what happened. I actually felt like you, just almost like this blackout. And I don't think I liked my set. I think that's what it was. And I was doing it, but it just didn't feel prepared enough to do it, and B, wanting to really do it. So I don't know what happened. I just stopped my time almost. I just went into some weird thing. I can't even tell you what I did. I'm embarrassed. And but it was a really good learning lesson, because they were like, don't ever get off stage before your time, because if we need to do this or that, or bring the headliners late or whatever, just, I don't care what you do, you tap dance. Like, I don't care. I mean, I was literally on my hands and knees, and I was like, yay. And I was like, who am I? Like, I thought I was on Saturday Night Live. And oh my God, Linda, I can't tell. And then after, and I had friends there, which was amazing, who I met virtually from this book club, and met them for the first time, and they were there. And I was just embarrassed, because I was like, this is the first time you ever saw me do comedy. This was horrible. And then when everybody came out, oh my God, they were like, are you okay now?
They're like, are you going to commit suicide, or can we let you go home?
Oh, that was actually another show. Oh God. I was like, okay, good. And they're like, I was like, noted, let's not talk about that at the top. I said, and then a friend goes, what happened? I've seen you before. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's me, it's your audience. I don't know.
It's when you get off stage, you either have really good connection with the audience,
yeah,
or you have really bad. Rarely are you in the middle. I mean, you get those days where you're somewhere in the middle, but usually it's one or the other. It's a roller coaster. Yeah. And when I get off stage, I just don't want anybody's input. I want to either feel terrible or feel really great. I don't want no one messing with it.
I love that. Yeah, I know. I get that. It's like I know how I did. Don't tell me don't tell me I did great and don't tell me anything. Just I know where I'm at. We're good.
Thank you. We get it. We know what we need to improve. And if we don't, we've got the video. We're probably at least audio, if not audio and video, to go over it later when we feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
you're very well connected to all my closest friends out there in New York.
Yay.
And so tell everybody, Justina, tell them where to follow you and tell them anything you have coming up where you could use support. Like I entered into 4 comedy festivals, so
Oh,
I'm
nice.
trying to get people to buy tickets to come support me. Where can we help your career?
Where are you? You're in Vegas?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. I want to come out there.
Yes,
I
come
think I
out here.
know- Yeah, I know
Yeah, I
some
got a couch and sleep on it. It pulls out.
I know some Vegas comedians too. I've been meaning to go there. I'm like, yeah, I want to come. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm on Instagram at Justina Love Comedy dot or not .com _. I don't know why I chose that name. I don't know anything about business. Like I'm so bad with the business stuff. I need help. I need a social media manager, business manager, somebody. Okay, that is a call for help.
You know who's really good is
Yeah.
for $5 class. There's different parts of social media. $5 per segment, which is so cheap. Liz Mealy, Miele, Liz Mealy.
Okay.
You will be able to figure it out. She talks in a way that's she'll speak, you're young. She's
Okay.
pretty young. She's a headliner, national touring headliner. And you can sign up for her $5 courses and get on
$5.
top of that. No problem.
That's
She'll
awesome.
make it very easy for you.
Good.
It helped me,
Thank
and I'm
you.
71 years old.
Good. I'm following her right now.
There you go.
Okay. Do I even know? I don't know her. No, I don't know her.
Probably not.
No, I don't. She's in
Yeah.
New York. Yeah. Okay. So there, I'm on TikTok, trying to do the yay. Are you there?
I am.
All right. You're Linda Marcus Smith comedy.
Yeah.
See, you understand. I don't understand that. I needed to keep it all consistent.
I didn't either. And then somebody told me Dante Ruscialelli out in LA, Ruscialelli,
Yeah.
he put
Where's
out
Ruscialelli?
100 videos of all the things to do and not do in comedy. And one of his videos, they were like 2-3 minute videos. One of them was all your social media has to have the same name. So I went and changed them all.
Right. But sometimes it doesn't allow you to. Like on TikTok, I couldn't, it was like, no, we already had that. So I'm so random on TikTok. It's like my first name, last name, 277. Like, I don't understand that.
So weird.
But okay, but it's under, hold on. No, it's under Justina Love Comedy, but I don't know. I'm really bad at that.
That's
I
okay.
think you can find me there. Yeah.
Okay. So you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Do you have YouTube present?
It's kind of more personal, I guess. I just have my reels, but yeah, I haven't really gotten into YouTube. Not that I wouldn't. But I mean, people can subscribe there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just my first name, last name.
All righty. Well, so on your YouTube, you can clip out little parts of your comedy set and put up a joke at a time on YouTube and have reels for people to watch that will entice them to book you, rather than like me. For like 8.5 years, I've been putting up all my bombs. Every bad set is on YouTube. If they go back, they'll never hire me.
Oh, you put everything there.
Yeah, unedited.
Oh.
Just the whole Magilla Gorilla is on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
So you can avoid mistakes by Liz Mealy will walk you through stuff. She'll help you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I put probably my first reel. I put when I took the comedy class, we did a showcase. So I put that was my very first reel at Flappers. That's on there.
How did that go?
My very first, it was good. Wow. I was not the most confident, still not the strongest, best writer. Struggled a lot with that, but I'm a great storyteller. Like,
Wow.
I'm a good writer, and I need to actually get this out of my head because somebody told me that I wasn't this, right? Sometimes we're like identifying with what people told us. Who said I'm not a good comedy writer? Who said?
Exactly.
Who said
Somebody
that?
had a different sense of taste.
I don't have to believe it.
No.
Maybe that's just not that person's taste, like you said.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I could improve. I can definitely improve on that. I think like my performance is from acting, so that doesn't struggle as much as the writing. So when my writing, I know what I'm talking about, feel confident about what I'm talking about. The performance just, it does itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those confident people.
No, neither am I.
I'm not, I
Yeah, okay.
struggle to understand arrogance in the community, in the comedy
So
community.
much.
Like, I deserve so much more.
Yeah.
I just I go on stage and I come from a place of just wanting to love people in the audience. I know it's kind of foreign to other people, like some
Mhm.
comics get up there and like, look at me, listen to me. And I just want to connect with people.
Yeah. And I think it's because, we're not 20s, 30s. I'm not.
Wow.
Kind
You
of think
look like you are.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not, but yeah, there is an ego. Their ego is out there.
Yeah.
And it's in, all genders. It's not just like guys. Women,
No.
a lot of women have it too, and I see it and I'm just like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
And there's people I just don't even I don't care to work with just for reasons like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been really careful of who I let in my inner circle, and if I have to let go of somebody because I've let them in too far, I will be sad about it, but I will do it because
Yeah.
I have to protect what there is left of me. The years can chip away.
Mhm. No, absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like people left me too. So it goes both ways.
It does. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, tell everybody what you want from people. If they're comedians in the business, what they can do to help you, and non-comedy people watching, they might not be watching now, but people do watch this on YouTube. What can people, whether they're in the comedy biz or not, what can they do to help your career?
Wow. I think about this one. I watched your interview with Zig. I loved it. Ziggy.
Have you met him?
I met him virtually, yes. And I did Danny's show with him yesterday. And then I saw him one time on Gladys's at Comic Strip, but not sure if we really met.
Yeah.
But I saw him perform.
Yeah. He's pretty shy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of, since I've been doing it 4.5 years, it wasn't like I'm doing comedy to become like this huge headline. Like that was never the way I thought about it. And am I starting to think about it a little bit more? Possibly. I look at it like I love acting. That's always been a part of me. I'm a performer. I wouldn't be wasting my time. And I think that I really like comedy because originally, or stand up, because originally, to move to LA for acting was because I wanted to be on a sitcom. but I had no idea. What am I doing with my hand? Okay. I always have a pen in my hand. It's so funny. Okay. I do. I'm like, but I think I didn't put the two and two together. Like I took a sitcom class, 8 characters of comedy, like did all this kind of stuff, but and learned about characters in sitcom, but I didn't realize that like people in sitcoms, the actors, a lot of them are stand-up comedians. Or the ones that have their own shows are stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
But only like going and doing comedy and then like putting it, I don't know, like putting it all together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because this industry is just confusing.
It is.
It,
It's almost like you
so
need
confusing.
a senior pal in the business to walk you through it.
You really do. Yeah, absolutely. Like a mentor. And I've never had that in
I
my
think
life.
Robin would be a good mentor because she's comedian and actress.
Yeah. Yeah. So would I like to be acting again? Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I would love that. And do comedy. Like I want to do it all. I don't want to just, oh, I just want to do stand up. I know there's not really money in that. I would like to make money in my life. I didn't get into this business to be poor. You know, I'm renting a one, not even a 1 bedroom. I'm renting a room. This is a room. There's a roommate. So it's like, yes, we want to move this forward.
Gotcha.
I
So
want to be a household name. I said it.
perfect. So
Why
if
not?
anyone is out there and you can see how good she is on screen with her act outs and her personality and her likability and everything, and you'd like to get her into something where she can get some more IMDb credits, SAG credits, get her into some independent films, get her into doing guest spots, or she can wing it, she can host. If you can wing it, you can host.
I would love to host. I would love to host, like host a show, not just stand up, but like I would be so, I don't know, I would love that.
You would be good at it. I
Go
can
with
just tell.
kids. Yeah.
You should hit Gladys up and Jean to let you host.
Yeah, that would be fun. But
Yeah.
not just like a TV show host.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
I could
a
see
lot of the
myself.
people that come to Gladys's have hosted, they've been the stand-up comedy warm-up people at major shows in New York.
Yeah.
That's a great avenue for you. So maybe
Yeah.
around Gladys and Jean, and you can ask who those people are and maybe pick their brain what steps you can take to do that.
Yeah. And definitely opening, you know, I think that's where everybody kind of starts, is opening for somebody bigger than you. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm just learning this. Yeah, I'm just learning it.
Yeah, getting to know and bond with comedians that are headliners, even when they're at the same level as you, they might take off and ask you to open for them.
Hmm.
You just never know. I know I interviewed
Yeah, you never
somebody
know.
at a comedy festival in 2019, and he's now asked me to go on the road with him. He's a headliner and I'm not.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, I think they want to bring people along that they trust. And I'm a Midwest girl. I'm from Michigan. Like
Hey, now that's trustworthy.
I'm trustworthy. And yeah, I think I'm not as far as along in my career as like, oh, I've been doing this long, is because I'm a good person.
Absolutely.
It's so hard. I can't do things that, you know, I don't follow all the rules, but it's like I do the right thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. I think you're a bright light in a dark world, and
Oh,
sometimes comedy can be dark. You've been a joy to get to know, and I'm
thank
sure
you.
there's people here that are in the middle of writing scripts and producing videos and movies that watch these. So,
Uh-huh.
like, there's club owners that watch this. So
Oh.
if I had a club, I'd want you on stage. I'd want you in the mix. Absolutely. You'd have to be crazy not to put her
sweet.
on stage.
Oh, thank you. You're so-
Absolutely. You're so real. Thank you
you.
so much, and keep going, and don't let
How are
nothing
you?
get in your way.
Thank you.
All
This
right.
was
Give
so
Gladys
fun.
a big, and give everybody at Comic Strip a big hug next time you're there.
Okay.
I'll be there hosting on April 27th.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you
Maybe
can be there
yeah, in the
too.
spring.
Yeah. I
That
get to
sounds awesome.
host.
Oh, fun. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, Justina.
Mm.
Follow her on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Justina with a Giustina. Justina.
G-U-I.
Giustina.
Yep.
Chirco. Chirco.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Love you
Bye.
lots.
You too.